thing, when another target individual is doing their best, maybe criticize. I'm not against that. Like, hey, I wouldn't do this. I think we maybe on calls, maybe people shouldn't talk. And this isn't me, because I know people need to get out. They need to get it out. They need somebody to talk to about this crap. It gets so dark sometimes. But if you are a target individual that feels like, man, we talk about our targeting too much, just say that. Be like, I think that on the calls we talk about targeting too much, and I think it's making people relive their traumas, and maybe we should push back on how could we do that. That's cool. Like, just say it, to have an idea, to tell other people, and then they can be like, yeah, I kind of noticed that too, or, well, this is why that needs to stay there, and we need to kind of leave these calls open to whatever people want to talk about. But jump into the everybody's agents. That's a big thing that I want to say is just that's a very bad thing for us, because that's just gonna bring us nowhere, just saying everybody's agents because they're doing things a different way. Now, if they're stealing a bunch of money from the target individual community and then they disappear and they haven't done anything, probably an agent. Or if they're causing a lot of fights or something, then let's question that. I don't know. If I'm trying to say anything, I'm just saying, people who are really bleeding to help other people and to help themselves and to end this, just be careful about calling them agents, because, like, I'm talking to every real target individual out there, and I understand there's COINTELPRO, but when I get, like, I'm a real target individual. I've been working very, very hard. I've been hurt badly for putting out videos and being a moderator. Like, I risk my brain, I risk a lot of remote neural manipulation that can give me brain injury. But I still do it. I still go through it because I think, they're going to hurt me anyway. And then when somebody comes on my page, and, I'm a little bit tougher than this, but, when somebody comes on my page and says, you're a fake TI, how much money are they paying you? Because I'm not talking about what they want to talk about, or I'm talking about different defenses. It hurts a little bit. I'm a tough MF, and that hurts a little bit because I've been through years and years of trauma and torture, and my family's been hurt, and I'm still trying to help people, and I'm still trying to, get myself out of this situation, and I'm still trying to, think about useful things that we can talk about, useful things to get out to the public. So, and, I kind of want it to not talk about this stuff, but be careful with that, because you might be talking to a real target individual that is bleeding for our cause, that is, that their family's being hurt, that they really are trying to help other target individuals. So be careful about this whole, hey, this person's an agent or whatever. Be really careful. Be really careful about it. I would say, I don't know how we deal with that stuff, because COINTELPRO does exist, but I've had some people who are like, this guy, they're talking about me. I've made videos for, like, I think 6 years now, 5 or 6 years now, moderated a call, barely surviving at certain points, having a hard time even thinking because of, electromagnetic remote neural manipulation to patterns of my brain, to certain brain pathways. And then somebody's like, oh, he's a fake TI, look, his eyes aren't dark enough under there, or he still lives in a condo, or his family doesn't hate him or something like that. It kind of reduces everything I've done. And I guess me, I have a pretty thick skin, but there are some people who it hurts because they've worked so hard and they've done so much for the community. So be very careful. Be very careful about that. About spreading rumors and things like that. And I say that because all the people that I see is like, they know about this technology, they know about the system, they say, number one, unified front. And it seems like that's the thing, if we're all suspecting each other, and there's gonna be COINTELPRO guys, there's just, that's gonna exist. But it's like, what's the greater evil? Somebody in our, it can be bad, if they're starting fights and stuff like that. But I just think in the long run, the greater evil is the gang stalkers, the people who are shooting microwave weapons at us. Um, you know, and if you try and chase down COINTELPRO that's just, you know, doing some, I don't know. I shouldn't have even gotten into this topic because I understand there's COINTELPRO, so I end up kind of stepping back. But I guess my main point is I've seen a lot of people who I've talked to, and I know that they are target individuals, and I know they love other target individuals, and they're trying everything in their power to get the word out and to help people. And I've seen people just go, "Oh no, you're an agent. You're an agent, and you're working for the government. Oh, you're a smooth operator." And you know, and I've watched this, and I've died a little inside because I know that the person that they're accusing, like, is working their hardest and being hurt so badly. And so I guess I just wanted to address it. You know, it's going to be out there, but you know, we got to be really careful about that, guys. And we've got to, I mean, if you have straight up evidence and stuff like that, that's something different. But if you're just kind of going on your lie detector skills of, like, I can read people and I know and stuff like that, and you're like, you think you're Sherlock Holmes or something like that, just by listening to a person talk, step back a little bit, unless you're 100% sure that person, you know, if you have just any kind of doubt, because the worst thing in my mind, because it's happened to me, like, people have accused me of being an agent, is I'm not, so it hurt. And so I'm like, so for me, it's like I can't do that unless I'm completely sure, unless I've caught them red-handed and, you know, find evidence that they're working for some kind of agency or something. Then you know, I'd go after them. But you know, to even have a certain percentage of doubt that person is not an agent, and you call them an agent, and you say that they're making money and they're in on it and they're in on killing people, and they're not. Think about if they're not, and you are wrong. Because people have been wrong. They've called me, you know, they've said I was a fake TI or whatever, and they've been wrong. And I'm sitting there thinking about the next video I'm going to make, or, you know, trying to send Dave CDs out, or just thinking about something to help people, or, you know, thinking about who I have to call to see if they're okay. And I'm like, wow, that person just, after all these years of, like, helping people and surviving this, they just said that off the cuff, you know, and it does hurt for a second. You know, then I realize this is a bigger picture. There are going to be target individuals who think everybody are agents. I realize that there's a lot of deception out there and hypervigilance. I mean, it's part of this. So I shrug it off, and I let it roll off my back. But it hurts for a second, you know, to just downplay everything that me and my family have gone through, and to see other target individuals who are doing so much. Man, I'm talking way too much about this, guys. I'm sorry. It's just something that's really on my heart. I'm going to go ahead and put this video out. I really didn't want to get into it, but I think every now and then I think we need to stop and kind of talk about that. I understand there's COINTELPRO, but, you know, let's be careful about slinging the mud, because we do need to be unified. And, you know, oh, look at that chemtrail. And I'm sorry for going off on it like this, but I kind of needed to get it out, you know. I really wasn't, but it just goes against my nature to not talk about it. It goes against, and I think that's why the first part of the video was kind of weird, is because I'm like but I got to get past some things that I see, and I've got to talk about them because I think they're important for us. I think that we've got priorities, and sometimes people lose their priorities. And they think that, like, if they see somebody in the community not doing something that they like, or maybe being a little, I'm not talking about me in this situation, but this, you know, people doing something that's not like them, you know, they call them an agent, but it's really a target individual, and then you got target individuals fighting, and since they both think that they're perps, they both think the other one's a perp, it's an all-out drag-out. They can do anything to the other person, but it's really two TIs who have said, okay, anything is justified, and going after that person. So I've seen those things like kind of grow out of proportion. So I guess it's just kind of in my heart. And I know I didn't really do a bang up job on talking about it, because I do know there's COINTELPRO, so I'm not going to say, hey, that doesn't exist, where, they're not putting people in our groups. But also we've just got to be careful about accusing real target individuals. How we do that, how we know, I don't know. Just be careful. Alright, so I talked about that way too much. In this video, I was getting some stuff out, stuff that was on my heart. Because, I've been hurt a couple of times. It's like people who don't know me, they're like, yeah, this agent Vulcan Wolverine on the TalkShoe calls, don't go to his call, and I'm just like, wait, what? You don't even know me. I've been making videos and like trying to help people for 6 years through my, I've been targeted for, like 18 years surviving this, and you're just like off the cuff just saying I'm an agent. I mean, what? But anyway, okay, so it was truthful, truthful what I was talking about, that I really needed to talk about it, but I'm going to try and get off that subject. I think I just wanted to get it out of me every once in a while. But focus on this video on targetedjustice.com. Go to Moldy Reports, Techno Crime Fighters Forum 44. Excuse me. Techno Crime Fighters Forum 44 to get the lowdown on it. And John Christiana talks about, kind of some of the legal strategies. I don't think they're giving everything away. And I can't remember. I think it's Susan. She's an Italian New Yorker. I can't remember her name. I think it's Susan. Yeah, I think it's Susan, but I can't remember her last name. And then Doug Cruz. And if you want to join it, go to targetedjustice.com. I'm going to try and get some more details on it. I've signed up. You can email Doug at dougcruz@protonmail.com. dougcruz@protonmail.com. And I think I just gave my name and my phone number. I gave my name, my phone number, and my state. And so if they need any more information, they can recontact me. But I just gave them my name, my phone number, and my state that I live in. All right, guys, I'm getting to about 45 minutes. I'll still go ahead and put this video out. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody in the target individual community. I think there is a community. There's us, or whatever we want to call ourselves. Target individuals is a bad thing to call ourselves, but it's kind of what we're known as. But I do feel like there's a community of us. There is a community going through this, and we do need to be unified and move forward, because I really believe that we're not only can this be done, this is being done at the moment. We are defeating this stuff, and they are going to have to stop. And maybe we will get reparations, but I know that we can at least get it to stop. And I just, in the right situation, I know there are some false hopes where people are scamming money, but I really don't think that believing that we can do this, there's any false hope there. Alright, guys, I'm going to kind of, get home and take care of some stuff. And I'm having a call tonight on TalkShoe at about 11 p.m. Central. My PIN number is 142394. So if you want to show up and just talk about anything, talk about what you're going through, talk about if you've got a great new defense that you're trying and it's really working, if you want to talk about that. If you want to talk about activism ideas, just come to the call at 11 p.m. Central. Alright, I love you guys, and I love all you guys out there. If anybody thinks that I'm like picking on them for what they say, I'm not. A lot of target individuals out there with good advice. I'm just saying, kind of like, let's not straight up call somebody an agent because they're doing something different than you, because it's a very complicated issue, and there's a lot of different angles that people are trying to help. You might not understand what they're doing, but they might be helping a lot more people than you think with what they're doing and their strategy. All right, guys, I'm gonna shut up about it. I love you guys. God is with us. And I will definitely see you guys on the next one.